Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and look what I have here. I thought I'd light a candle and just start with some smoke because that's exactly the energy of this deck and this beautiful creation by Avalon and Ana. I'm so happy to have it in my hands. I have been playing with it. Look at these gorgeous metallic edges. It is a beautiful, beautiful cardstock. It shuffles, whether you are an overhand shuffler or you riffle shuffle. I know Avalon does not like to riffle shuffle. It's quite a thick deck, so you need a good pair of hands, but it does riffle shuffle beautifully. And I will be careful because of the metallic edges. Those might tend to chip over time. So I thought tonight we would go on a full walkthrough. We could pull some cards. We'll have a look at the book. This, by the way, is the Earthflesh. So this is the Earthflesh. This is the Bonestone. And together they make this beautiful, amazing oracle. Let's begin looking at the minors, left to right, wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. These aces are amazing. Wow. The level of thought that has gone into this deck is really something. There is so much to work with here, and the power. This is a power deck. This is a deck that is going to not mince words. It's going to deliver strong and heartfelt messages from spirit. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Look at the Two of Swords. The woman with the baby on her back, I believe she's a nomadic, glanced through the guidebook very briefly. The power in her pendulum. What a magical Two of Swords. And when I saw the glyph on the back of the spider on the Two of Pentacles, it was like, wow. Just wow. Associated with lore from many cultures, and it has many different associations, but this rainbow spider is just absolutely stunning. Here are the threes. And the three that has really gotten to me is this Three of Swords. And the part that really speaks to me is the growth that is coming out of the pain. And the cards, these threes show, the other threes show so much connection amongst the people. The creation of the Standing Stone Circle is a team effort that requires so much dedication. And I feel the passion and the strength in the ritual of all of these cards. Fours. This Four of Wands is really special. Just that intergenerational connection. And what a clever Four of Pentacles. What happens if we just focus on our possessions? They kind of just wither away, you know? Our things are meant to be shared. And if we don't share, what good is it in having all those wonderful things? Oh, the cleansing here. Oh my God, these are all so, wow. The Five of Cups. When I saw that card for the first time, I was blown away. It reminds me of a scene in The Lion King in the elephant graveyard, and how an elephant, a live elephant, would feel walking into the elephant graveyard, and how hard that would be to walk away. Is this not similar energy to Tarot of the Hidden Realm? I might be thinking of another card. I'll put that away and just have a look at that later. And then sixes. I'll try to keep these all on the screen. Look at the face on the Six of Cups. Wow. And the Seven of Cups. Look at him beckoning you into these. Wow. You know what I would like to do? I would love to path work with that Seven of Cups and allow him to beckon me into the experience of his apothecary, of his magical place. I don't know who the inspiration was for this Seven of Pentacles, but it is. Look at the precision and the care that's being taken in harvesting that mushroom. We're on the eights. I want to read you the narrative actually from the Earthflesh for this Eight of Swords. Belle is a beauty, a rose in her kingdom, a jewel. But Belle does not see herself as the rose, nor does she acknowledge the many compliments she receives every day. Instead, she remembers the taunts of the children in her youth. She remembers the name-calling. She remembers the barrage of criticism fed to her every day by her mother. She recalls the suffocating expectations placed upon her at a young age. She remembers her obligations. Oh, so many obligations. These obligations linger in her mind, quietly confining her. She feels hollow at times and a child at others. She does not yet understand there is more to her life than what her upbringing has taught her. There is more choice, more opportunity, more freedom than she can see. She is bound without necessity by her own choosing. As she stands by the lake gazing down at her reflection in the still surface of the water, she sees the child in her, bound and broken. In that moment, she decides no more. Such a decision works as a powerful catalyst for change, and just like that, her eyes open to a world she once thought was far out of her reach. So beautiful, Avalon, the way you've written the narratives for each of these cards. Here are the nines. And Anna, what an amazing, amazing job you have done with the artwork for this deck. One of the things that struck me about the court cards is that there is no attachment to gender for any of the courts. And I feel the essence of these 16 court cards each have something very powerful to say. Queens. And I love the variety of the close up and a little more distant perspective. This may become one of my favorite Queen of Swords. And the kings, I believe, are all close up. Look at those kings. Here are the aces and the tens of each suit. Wow, that flaming Ouroboros. And look at this person being dragged behind, carried behind as well too. Cups. That's really amazing. The moon and then the sun energy. The pentacles. The coloring in the pentacles is beautiful. The beginning and the fulfillment. Ace and 10 of swords. This is the suit of pentacles. And all the cards have this soft rainbow sky, pastel-y sky in the background. Just look at that. This is the suit of wands with the orange-yellow sky. One of the things I really do love in a tarot deck is that the suits are immediately recognizable. This is the suit of swords. So we have lots of grays and blacks and dark blues. And this is the suit of cups. So we're looking at a lot of pinks and purples and muted reds. Here are the page, knight, queen, and king of cups. Page, knight, queen, and king of swords. Page, knight, queen, and king of wands. And page, knight, queen, and king of pentacles. I must have a really good eye or know my tarot decks well. So here is the Five of Wands. And this is the card I was talking about. This is the Five of Wands in Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And here are the majors, which share with us so much wisdom and folklore and mythology from many cultures and nations. Almost transcendent of time, transcendent of place. This Fool is just stunning. The portal in the trunk of the tree is really attracting me. And the energy that is being portrayed in the front of the magician is incredible. High Priestess. This deck was so worth the wait. I'm almost speechless. You see the Empress and the Emperor side by side. And when I first glanced at the Emperor card, I felt its power and also its pain. There is so much responsibility that goes with the Emperor, and I'm glad that there's blood on the ground in front. And the chaos and confusion behind reflects that responsibility of the Emperor. The Hierophant is perfect. Can you see the owl up here on the top as well? So many little details that will take time to reveal themselves. And the Lover's card. Here's the Two of Cups. I just wanted to look at them side by side. the Chariot. And I would like to share with you the narrative for the Chariot. For the longest time, Charis has had what her family called the bug. She was consumed by wanderlust, the desire to see all, to learn, to love, to conquer the roads, meeting many a soul. She built her own caravan at the tender age of 15 and set out on the road against her parents' wishes. Everywhere she ventured, she would both learn and teach. She taught everything she knew and loved, and then she taught those special things that fascinated her. Things like tarot, the movement of the stars, healing, and how to whisper to horses. While there were many who did not quite understand, Charis made peace with the road and understood one fundamental truth. To travel is to change one's circumstances considerably, and so she traveled to expand her scope and widen her perspective on matters much bigger than herself. In doing so, she found herself over and over again. She triumphed over stereotypes. She took charge of her life. She amassed knowledge. She grew with the years until the road to everywhere was her most cherished home. Can you see above the woman in the strength card? The bear, the elephant, and then down below we have the snake, jaguar. And I love that she's standing at the altar. Wow. The hermit is a tribute to the great Siberian woman who has lived in the Siberian taiga her entire life, living off the land and fending for herself. The weavers stand at the base of Yggdrasil, weaving the very strands of creation. Unbiased, ever present, they weave. And then we see Odin in the Hanged Man as well, too. So many cultures and traditions included in this deck. And there's Odin. And the ruins. Like I said, so much thought has been included in this deck. I love this death card. If you would like a reading with this deck, please let me know. I'm happy to do a quick 3-card. You can schedule just a quick 15-minute or something longer if you want. I really feel like I will be able to draw so much from this deck. Here we have the Tower. Oh my goodness. When we bind something, whether for good or for ill, we limit its potential. We stifle its natural growth, and we prevent it from achieving unfathomable heights. Such bindings are an act of willful domination and cause destruction, chaos, catastrophe. Here the warrior's eagle has been captured, chained, dominated, manipulated by the will of another. Its life of freedom has been stolen, its wing broken, its feathers singed. An overwhelming sense of sadness develops the eagle. While the eagle may look defeated, it is anything but. The eagle lays in chains at the edge of a cliff. It remembers what it was like to fly high above the clouds. It remembers its place in the sky, and the feeling of freedom rushes back to him. The more the eagle remembers, the more he summons the primal spirit, and with it the might of the universe. The universe responds in kind. It is not over. No chain can bind a spirit that is truly free. This reminds me of another movie. It it takes place in Australia, where the eagle is captured and then freed by the young boy. I forget what that's called. The star. See the essence of the bird coming through the being there. Wow. Moon. That is a moon card. I'll give you a little bit of space here so you can see these last few without the crowding. Yeah, this feels like me and the moon, me and the full moon. And then we have another ritual here, the sun. You can almost hear the pulse and the energy of the celebration of the ritual coming off the painting. Ooh, judgment. On the night of winter solstice, the time has come for the ritual to begin. First, she, the nameless, disrobes. Her hands are bound behind her back. Her eyes are concealed behind a blindfold. Complete trust must be given to her carers, as her senses are restricted. She is anointed from feet to crown, brushed with aromatic leaves, and led to a sacred place where the two streams converge, and the will of the goddess is felt. There, beneath an ancient weeping willow, the crone stands, sword in hand, ready to hear the vows of the initiate and confer with the gods. It is at this moment in this place where every initiate must atone for their deeds. Then and only then can she be given her name and rise as a priestess of the arcane. The world tree. And all the colors of the rainbow or the chakras. And then here is the extra card, the Bruja, which I'm planning to keep in the deck. It is definitely a big part of the essence of this deck. This is Earthflesh, the companion book for the Bonestone Tarot. And I'm going to show you a few of the highlights from this tome. These are the pages for the extra card, the Bruja. And you can see with the cards here we get astrological associations, numerological, Kabbalah, herbal association, stone associations. And the essence is captured through a number of keywords. And I've been reading you from this section the narrative for each of the cards. And then it goes into detail about how to interpret it when it comes up in a reading. There is an extensive reversed message for each of the cards, and then journal prompts. So this is the end of the book, so we're around 325 pages for the book. There's a beautiful poem here, Lyric of the Bonestone, written by Chelsea Delaney. I don't know what her relation is to Avalon. And then, the biography. I guess this was the first line drawing for the Strength card. So let's go back to the beginning, because the beginning is really something. I just love the way that it was put together. The table of contents is extensive, so it's a really great reference if you're lost in the book to go back to the and look at the binding. Can you see how well this book is put together? So it's one of those books you can use over and over. This is amazing. I really enjoyed this section here. So working with your deck is several pages long, and Avalon goes into details such as how to be still with your deck, to put certain cards that you find challenging into a picture frame and to sit with them or have them at your bedside table and come back to them again and again. Very specific ideas about how to work with the journal prompts. What path working is and how to path work, the tools that are needed and the steps that you need to take to path work with a card. I've never seen that in a tarot guidebook before. The Secrets of Earthflesh, and here she explains the deck is Bonestone and the book is called Earthflesh. Of course, there's a Bonestone ritual. She has recipes for her loose smoke cleanse and Bonestone smoke cleanse. Here is the Bonestone spread, which I will definitely try. So this is reflecting of the physical body. Here is the skull, the cervical spine. So this is like the tree of life, right? Also the right radius and ulna, left radius and ulna, sternum, sacrum, and tib fib. There's the Bruja spread, above, below, within, and without. And then we get into the major arcana. It's really nice. I like it when guidebooks have those summaries. And so just like we looked at the Bruja at the back, the Fool, and all of the cards have the same thing. So you have associations, essence, and then a narrative. How to interpret it in a reading, reversed, and then the journal prompts. It's a really, really thorough guidebook, and I'll show you one page for one of the minors. Let's go to, not a court card. Okay, so here's the Eight of Swords. This is the page that I read to you. So her name is Belle. Her number is 8. The Sephira is Hod. Astrology is Jupiter and Gemini. Major Arcana Association is Strength and the Moon. The keywords, narrative, and a reading in reversed. There's that gorgeous Nine of Swords. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I know I went into more detail than I usually do with initial impressions, but I am so impressed with this deck and I'm enjoying working with it so much. So why don't we do a quick 3-card? Actually, why don't we do the Bruja? That was at the beginning here. Above, below, within, and without. I'll just shuffle the cards and then we'll do a quick reading. All right, I'm not sure my camera's in an optimal position here. So this is 1 above and below. And within, I'm just looking at the guidebook beside me here, and without. And she's laying out the cards this way rather than up and down. So we'll look at that. So just looking at the questions, the prompts for this spread, this feels like a good spread to do when you are looking at your spiritual journey, when you're looking at a time of transition, because the questions, the journal prompts for 3 and 4 speak to transition. So above, what external circumstances are influencing my spiritual journey? External circumstances. Okay. I don't know how many of you were in the group reading on Tuesday. I did a short group reading at the end of my live readings, and this card came up. And I commented on the power of giving, paying it forward, right? The more we share, the more we receive. And so for me, that external circumstance is that experience, the experience of what unexpectedly can come back in return from giving. Very powerful Nine of Cups. What is below is the moon. Well, isn't that perfect? The question is subconscious influence. What subconscious influences do I need to explore further for my spiritual growth? Well, the moon it's a constant, for me personally, it's a constant practice. And my lunar practices are regular, and to them as much as possible, I enjoy the ritual of the lunar practices. And the more I embrace the lunar energy, the lunar cycle, the smoother my months are, the smoother my life is. What is within is the Page of Pentacles. And so these are qualities to be nurtured within. There's a real gentleness in this Page of Pentacles. And I see myself here in the garden, in nature, with the mind of a child, with the mind of a young person, fully, intimately connected with the land and without. Five of Cups. What qualities within myself are creating strife that need to be let go of during this transition? And I feel this is a regular, and it's not something, this to me feels like a constant practice. To be letting go, sorry, Amber's slurping her water in the background, to be constantly letting go of that which no longer serves. And to be brave enough to turn and to walk away from those bones, to leave. What if that's your ancestors? What if that's my ancestors and I need to turn and walk away from their hardships so I can move toward the light and the freedom that's expressed in the purple and pink clouds in the background? That's like the bravery of that. I read from the Chariot card. Incredible, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to place this quartz here and just kind of leave these cards to marinate for a few hours, and then I'll probably do some journaling. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Let me know what you think of the Bonestone and Earth Flesh, and I look forward to chatting with you in the comments below. Stay well, my friends. Namaste.